So, Sean, you remember that probably a couple of years ago now, we covered the strange goings on in the SMP, namely Peter Morell. I think he
Oh,
was their
yeah.
chief executive, wasn't he, for a while?
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously married to Mrs. Sturgeon. And there was he was arrested, and she was arrested. She was let go. He was let go, and there was obviously an investigation going on. And it all gone a bit quiet, to be honest. And then on Monday, out of the blue, well, for me, out of the blue, there was this announcement that he had admitted. So we can talk about this because he admitted it.
Yeah.
That over a period of 12 years, he'd embezzled more than £400,000 from his party. And much of that, not all of it, much of that, while his wife was running the country.
Yeah.
which is the most incredible thing, I think, from politics. There's a bit of a hoo-ha because some of the politicians in Holyrood are saying, how come this didn't come out before the recent Holyrood elections for the SMPs? Yeah. So they're a bit, what's going on there? But nevertheless, that someone else is going to look at that. But so I thought we might take a look at what you might spend £400,000 on if you are Peter Morell.
Oh, it's a bit like the Generation game, isn't it? Where you had the conveyor
very
belt
much
going
like
past.
it's a bit. It started off like that, but then it went a bit upmarket. Now I haven't got the full list. It's a long list.
Okay.
But it all started. Sorry, apologies for reading this, but it's a long list. It all started when he bought 2 Alibaba laundry baskets.
It started big. Yeah.
So now I've thought about this. You know the thing, don't you? The wicker basket.
I know. Yeah,
Alibaba,
I know the one. Yeah, with the little, with the lid that you can put on top. And
very 70s and 80s.
They are. Yeah, very good life.
Good life. All that. Yeah. So I started thinking about this. As far as I know, it was just the 2 of them, right? So why do you need 2 Alibaba laundry baskets?
Maybe they had individual. They must have had his and hers Alibaba baskets.
Well, we need more information. Maybe we don't. But maybe they were into their separate laundry. I didn't think about that.
Do you think maybe they did their laundry separately? I don't know. Maybe she washed and he washed, and they had different days for the washing machine or something. And never the twain shall meet.
Well, that's
you
reasonable.
And your good lady do your washing separately, or she?
No. Oh Christ, not efficient.
She just has to put it on her back and take it to the river to smack it on the rocks.
Do it at night, Sean. Do it on the cheap rate, 7p a kilowatt. That's what we do.
If you come round to the private residence, the Harrington household, the 3 o'clock in the morning, there's your mom down in the kitchen. Upstairs there's a... Sorry, go on. The Alibaba basket. I used to have an Alibaba basket. How do they... Do you think Alibaba baskets, it's purely the wicker things, and doesn't translate into the plastic?
No. Come on.
And how much were these? Yeah. So how much were these?
£70 each, 75 each.
Quite. Yeah. Sounds as though they're John Lewis, Alibaba baskets or something. They're quite expensive.
Yeah. Something like that. Anyway.
Yeah. Go on.
He went a bit big after that, and included in this haul of stuff, oh my God, it's a long haul. There was a motorhome, which he bought for about 124,500.
Was that straight after the Alibaba baskets?
It might have been.
He's gone from one extreme to the other.
Yeah. I should add, there are, on this article I'm looking at, there are 126 pages of purchases, several items on one page. We haven't got time to go through them all, obviously. No. £57,000 Jaguar, okay? And then a list of 600 things, which is ridiculous, really. But if you think he was into high-end purchases, he also made sure that he had the lower end catered for. So he went from £3.60 shower cleaner, a £30 toilet brush, and a £30 fine. And also, he was quite keen on, Borgen, the Danish TV series.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Borgen. Yeah, I know Borgen.
Well, he purchased 3 box sets of that.
Did he? That's what they did at night then, presumably, the Sturgeons. They sat down with their cups of tea and watched Danish, what do they call it? The Scandinavian noir, isn't it? The sort of
Scandinois.
Yeah.
Scandinois. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway, this just goes on and on and on. We obviously won't go through all of it. £15,000 worth of pens. Mont Blanc. You know Mont Blanc?
Yeah, I know Mont Blanc. Yeah.
So that was a thing. And it goes on. And our watches. He bought 2 Bremont watches for £4,795 each. So almost £10,000 on watches. Footwear, Timberland footwear, Skechers. They're quite popular. Skechers.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because there's not, I'm not defending him in any sense of the word, because obviously he's pleaded guilty to all of this. But I think there's a line, isn't there, somewhere to be drawn as to what can be just. I mean, we went to all this House of Commons stuff, didn't we, a few years back with the birdhouse and all that? Do you remember all that stuff a few years ago? Yeah,
cash for expenses.
Cash. Yeah, and this sounds almost like of a similar nature. I would contend in that we maybe he's kidding himself in his own mind that some of this is business expense. I don't know. What would you, the car, for example? Now,
the Jaguar,
you've worked in this sort of, in the private sector, where you can set things off against business expense. If he was using the Jaguar every day to travel backwards and forwards to work and travel around the country on party business, there's an element of that presumably that could well be set off as a business expenses. And do you not think?
Well, not really, because the article is suggesting that the car was bought for himself, not like it was a company pool car. Now these days, if you're going to have a company car, you get options, don't you? You can either join a car scheme, or you can have an allowance. They say, you can have £500 allowance in your pay packet, and then with that, obviously after tax, you take out your own lease or hire purchase or PCP deal. And I mean, on the car maybe, but it doesn't extend to coffee machines. That was another thing.
No.
Two Mont Blanc pens, designer watches. I don't know. It's all.
And why would you do that? Why would you? I mean, one can not understand, but one can rationalise why you might feel that a motorhome would be useful to have. But why? If you? Because I've seen pictures of where they live. Obviously, the press have been where they live, and they don't live an exorbitant lifestyle in terms
suburbia
of
type, like nice. But
why? Yeah, absolutely. Why would you want Mont Blanc pens and you're not living bizarre, isn't it? Do you not?
Yeah. Well, the thing for me, there's nothing wrong with a Mont Blanc pen. They're very nice, but
you've got one, have you?
I have actually. Yeah. I paid for it though, out of
I'm
my
sure
own wages.
I was a suggestion you didn't pay for it,
but I paid £250 for it. So
that goes into your Turwitt shirt, presumably in the top pocket. Charles Turwitt,
Charles, other brands available. But so anyway, we've established that he did spend quite a lot.
Yeah,
you actually have to wonder if he was quite right, don't you? Because he presumably was a financial guy and must have realised at some point someone's going to go, where's that £400,000 gone? Despite them denying it in the first place. So you have to assume he wasn't very well to be putting all this stuff through the books. And for the record, I think Mrs. Sturgeon says that she was not aware that this was happening. So that's worth bearing in mind.
A motorhome just rolls up in your driveway and you presumably...
Alibaba basket.
Well, I think she will. I probably question the Alibaba baskets a little less than the motorhome.
I don't know.
To be honest.
The watches. What do you think about that? It's too.
Well, I mean, I suppose I guess in terms of her questioning them.
Well, I'm just saying. Do you think you'd notice if your good lady came back with a couple of £5,000 watches? Do you think you'd notice?
I don't know. I think I'd be less inclined to notice something like that. I don't look very closely at what one of the half wears in terms of jewellery and all that type of thing. And I guess it depends upon whether he was wearing them. I mean, that would be an interesting thing, wouldn't it? To go back through all the occasions when he's
Photographs.
been filmed in public as to whether he was wearing these watches.
Maybe he was a bit like, because if you got two, maybe he was a bit like John Prescott. Maybe he had two watches, one on each wrist. So two watches instead of two watches and a jag. But you could do. You've got two wrists.
Well, you could do, but why would you do? Why would I?
don't know.
I mean, I just, to me, it all sounds a bit ostentatious for somebody who's in that sort of role, in that sort of, especially in the. I mean, I'd expect that from Conservatives, if I'm honest. Not the not the illegality of it, but I'd expect Conservatives to be wearing those sort of watches and using those sort of pens and all that type of thing. But I wouldn't expect it from a pseudo-socialist party like the SNP to be. I mean, they're more Bic people, I would have said, than Mont Blanc.
Other brands.
Yeah. So I remember, do you remember Pentel? They used to be a favourite. We were school. They were like second-rate Papermate. Well, not Papermate. Parker was the big pen manufacturer, wasn't it? When we were well, they were quills
Based in
when you were
New
a kid,
Haven. For the
New
record.
Haven, absolutely. Yeah,
Local
yeah.
company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you were doing well if you had a Parker.
You were doing well, yeah. But I suppose getting back to the case in hand, it's all just a bit bizarre, isn't it?
Well, we should make it clear that Mrs. Sturgeon says she was unaware of it, and there's no suggestion that she was aware. So that needs to be made clear. But it's all, as you say, quite bizarre why anyone would do that. And now I think he's inside, isn't he? He's doing a stretch.
But they haven't announced his sentence yet. He's being held in custody, I think, until the sentence is till they announce sentencing. So,
but in terms of his life falling apart, it is
very strange.